So what is going on everyone, this is Fabi here, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 best maps in Call of Duty World at War. But if you guys watching this video right now, which you obviously are, you are in for a treat, because at the end of this video I'm going to talk about a bonus map. And the reason I'm going to talk about that is because if you guys have watched my previous video talking about the top 5 worst maps in Call of Duty World at War, you probably catch the fact that I honestly love a lot of the maps in this game. So I feel like just talking about 5 maps is not fair. I really do love more than 5 maps, so I'm just gonna pick a map, a bonus map, which I'm gonna talk about at the end of this video. So make sure to stay tuned. And so let's get over to the top 5 best maps in Call of Duty World at War. And the 5th best map is going to be Cliffside. And the reason why I love Cliffside is because of the map design. I always feel like maps that are balanced do great in the Call of Duty franchise, because it is important for a map to be able to incorporate many types of players. And what I'm talking about that is, you have to be able to play with either an SMG, with an assault rifle, with a shotgun, with a sniper rifle, with whatever you want. There's gotta be lines of sight for each and every category of weapons. And I feel like Cliffside is one of the only ones that incorporates each and every playstyle really well, because if you look at the map, there's a lot of play routes. There's a lot of lines of sight for sniper rifle dudes. They can just sit in the back of the map and pick people off across the map. But there's also a lot of nice routes for people that use SMGs to just flank the shit out of the enemies and take out the sniper rifle users. And even for shotgun users, there's like the bunker in the middle of the map where people can just play with the shotgun. So that's the beauty of this map. Whatever weapon you choose, you are really well off. So, this is the beauty of this map. That's the reason why I like it. Now, going over to the 4th one, this is Hangar. And whenever I play on Hangar, I feel like I always have the upper edge or the upper hand on the enemies, because they just feel like baby buffaloes. Whenever I play on this map, everyone seems to be a baby buffalo. I seem to be the only one who knows the spawns, and in my opinion, Hangar seems to be one of the easier maps to learn the spawns on. So I don't really know why people just don't know the spawns, and it feels like I always can just go through people. And if you are able to control the middle part of the Hangar, you pretty much have access to all of the spawns. You can just pick them off as they spawn. So that's the reason why I like this map. But of course, if you're being spawn trapped on this map, and if someone else uses the strategy I use on you, then there's not going to be a pleasure experience. But now going over to the 3rd map, this is going to be Courtyard, and I feel like Courtyard is the best sort of size for a Call of Duty map. When you are thinking about Call of Duty maps and what the Call of Duty or the best Call of Duty maps are, you are probably going to think about maps of the size of Vacant, Firing Range, maybe Rust, maybe maps like Invasion. These maps are usually doing really well in the Call of Duty franchise, because Call of Duty is all about the short lines of sight. It's all about the fast-paced action. It's all about that. And when you play on Courtyard, you are always going to be really close to enemies. You are always going to be, bumping into people, trying to pick as many people off as possible, because in each and every direction you look on Courtyard, there's always going to be enemies. But now going over to the 2nd one, this is going to be Upheaval. And if you guys haven't realized this, I'm playing on Upheaval right now, and Upheaval again is one of those perfectly sized maps in Call of Duty that no one has everything or anything to complain about, really. This map is actually kind of a medium map, but because it has so many buildings and everyone seems to just be centered around only one area, it's got a really fast-paced gameplay. So going over to the best map in Call of Duty World at War, this has got to go to Castle. And if you guys have played World at War, you probably know Castle. Castle is one of those maps, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but Castle is one of those maps that really plays well. And the size of this map, again, is just great for a Call of Duty game. It's small. Everyone seems to try and battle for the huge building, that 2-story building on one side of the map. you know, everyone seems to be you know, fighting for that building, and the gameplay on this map and even the colors of this map are just awesome. And now the bonus map that I've been talking about at the first in the first part of the video is going to be Bonsai. And if you guys don't know Bonsai, it's a DLC map. I think it's from the second DLC, and the reason why I love this map is because there is a waterfall on this map that looks just stunning. It just looks awesome. I cannot tell you how much I love that map. Even though I haven't played it a lot, I really do love it, and it's not because of the gameplay. Again, you know, the gameplay is really sucky on this map, but the waterfall and the bridge in the middle of the map, you know, is just awesome, and I really do love it for that reason. But if you guys like this video, make sure to give me a like, share this video on Facebook and on Twitter. I surely do appreciate that because it helps me out a lot. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. It's youtube.com/TheFabytm with the Y. And by the way, there's a new service right now out there that lets you receive a text message whenever I post a new video up, which is free, by the way. So peace out, guys. Peace. Make sure to be awesome.